the first card you have for your past is the Eight of Wands. So yeah, this is like moving really quickly, everything's kind of rushing, pushing forward, trying to get out of something that you're in now, trying to move into something else. I'm getting this really strong feeling of independence, really wanting to be independent from something. I think you might have been thinking about moving or traveling. I'm not saying you're wanting to travel for a short time, it's not like a holiday. This is like a more permanent move maybe. And I think you might have moved around a little bit when you were growing up actually as well, but the feeling I'm getting here is it's like you were sort of thinking, I don't feel as if where I am right now is the place for me. This isn't where I ultimately want to be. That's the feeling I'm getting. It's a little bit like a fish out of water. I don't really belong here. I think that might have something to do with, or partly it might have something to do with opportunities. There's something you'd really love to do. You're trying to do something. You might not see many opportunities around you to be able to do that. And also I think you might be surrounded by some people who aren't very easy to talk to about this particular thing. It's this kind of feeling of craving for a community where you can feel more comfortable, be yourself and not be judged, because you might be being judged by whatever this thing is you want to do, or you might feel like that. I'm just looking at these ones and they're kind of flying over this house on the hill. There's this tiny house just in the bottom left-hand corner of that card. And, it's like they're arrows flying toward a target, but they're not hitting the house. They're flying over the house to somewhere else. So it's like your target, where you want to be, is beyond the house. It's beyond the home. It's beyond where you live now. You're trying to look to moving to somewhere else, and you'd like to do that quickly. That's the feeling I'm getting in that card. So yeah, the next card you have for your past is the Two of Pentacles. Okay, so yeah, if that all makes sense to you, if that's something you'd like to do, like to move or change location or something, and you're trying to get something off the ground, you're trying to do some kind of work or business thing or some creative, something you're trying to do, and you feel as if you can't comfortably do that where you are. That's the thing. If that's all resonating, this is telling me that maybe the reason for that is you might have some financial constraints, because these are coins, obviously, and he's kind of trying to juggle them. So it's a little bit like, the feeling I'm getting when I look at this is, it's like you're kind of on a treadmill, you're doing what you have to do, and this man's juggling these coins around and around, and there's an infinity symbol around them, so it's like he feels as if he's kind of stuck there forever in infinity, kind of churning these coins around. So it's like earning money. I'm on this treadmill, I'm kind of stuck there because I have to keep on earning money. That's the kind of feeling I'm getting. And the other thing is, he looks a bit like a jester, someone who's a bit funny or entertaining. So maybe this thing that you want to do, not the thing you're doing here, but the thing you aspire to do, it might be something that people don't really take that seriously. People might have said things like, oh, that's not a real job. Like if you said to them, oh, I'd like to do this. Oh, that's not sensible. You can't do that. That's the sort of feeling I'm getting around this. But I would say that they're not the right people to talk to if they don't understand you, because this can work. A lot of people can do what they want to do. They absolutely can. I mean, a lot of people say things like that about creative industries and artists and writers, and also what I'm doing here right now. A lot of people say, oh, you can't do that, you can't do this, that's silly. But look at me, I'm doing this, and other people are doing that. And yeah, it takes time, it takes work, but it's possible. It's not impossible. You don't have to be stuck on this treadmill in infinity going around and around. There's a way out of this. And to me, I think the way out of this is to get some other voices in your head, because I think if you've got these voices in your head saying you can't do this, you can't do that, that's silly, that's not sensible, they're going to keep you stuck where you are in infinity. So I think what you need to do is get some other voices in your head. we're in the best time ever in history for seeking out people who can help us. You know, we have a whole world of people in front of us on the internet that, you know, just a few years ago, no one had access to any of those people. So we don't have to rely on information from people who are around us if it doesn't suit us. So just think about that if that resonates. Try and find some other groups, look for some you know, some people who are interested in what you're going to do. Go and, you know, just Google people, go and look for things, you know, listen to or look at videos about things on YouTube. Go in the comments, there are some other people in there. There are all sorts of different options that are open for you. You just need to go and find them, because I think that the people who you're seeking might not be around you. So that's what I'm seeing. You just need some different voices in your head. That's what I'm seeing in that card. So the last card you have your past is the Hanged Man. Yeah, so this can be about a similar thing. You know, sometimes this can be about finding your higher purpose, not quite knowing how to go about that. So you're kind of holding back, you're just thinking, contemplating. So that's there as well. The other thing I'm seeing in this card is, I'm seeing a love connection here, but I'm getting this feeling that there's some caution around this. There's kind of, you know, this card's about waiting. So maybe you're waiting for this person, waiting and waiting. And I think you gave up on them in some way in the end. It's a bit strange because I'm getting a lot of mixed feelings around this. That's why I'm hesitating. It's like part of you waited and part of you kind of gave up. It's like you kind of wanted to hear from them, but then you didn't, and you didn't hear from them, and kind of dragged on, and then you kind of gave up, and you kind of said, right, that's it, I'm not going to think about this person anymore, I've given up on them, I'm moving forward. And so you do that, you decide to do that, and then suddenly start thinking about them again, and that sets you back again. So it's kind of backwards and forwards, but it's in your mind. That's what I'm seeing. You know, you might have even seen, this is what I'm seeing, you might have even seen someone who looks like them just in passing, and, you know, that might have triggered you again, and then you started thinking about them all over again. Excuse me. Sorry about that. So yeah, I think when you're triggered by thinking about them again, or seeing someone who looks like them, or whatever it is, or might be music as well, you know, I think then you start to think, well, there must be something there, or I'd be able to forget about them. That's not necessarily the case. It might be just that you're remembering a feeling that you had. Maybe it's because you have to learn from that. It might be that. It might not be because you need to be with them. And I'm saying that to you not because I'm being negative or whatever, but I am seeing caution around this. I keep on seeing a lot of caution around this, this ex or this person or whoever this is. There's a lot of caution. Now, I actually do think they are going to connect with you again. I think they are. You know, definitely get ready for them to communicate again. But again, there's caution here. I keep on seeing that. You know, this man's hands are behind his back. So it might be that they've hidden things from you in the past. And if that's the case, that's not a good sign, obviously. So excuse me. So if you want to go into this, if you want to talk to them, obviously that's up to you. You do whatever you like. But go into this with caution. Go into this with caution. Hold back a bit like this Hanged Man. Don't go jumping right in. That's what I'm seeing now. So the first card you have for your presence, the Magician, which is a fantastic card, obviously. So yeah, I think with this thing that you want to do, that you're trying to kind of move into, I always tell people this, but, you know, because of what I'm seeing in the Eight of Wands and the Two of Pentacles, I think it might be a good idea if you're very careful with who you talk to about this. Again, keep a lot of what you do to yourself. Also, I think if you have this idea of eventually moving, that might upset some people as well, and they might start putting some negative thoughts into your head as well. So, you know, keep as much as you can to yourself. I'm not saying don't tell anyone. I'm just saying work on this quietly, talk to the right people, you know, get information from the right sources, not from people who are just negative. And, you know, but you have the Magician. It can absolutely be done. You can do this. I think that's why this is here, to show you that this can be done. you might have a little bit of a lack of confidence. You know, maybe you feel as if you don't have all the experience you need or something like that. But you can learn as you go along. You could do that. You know, when I started doing this, I was so nervous, and I still get nervous. But, you know, I got used to things and I just kept going, and I learned as I went along. And that's all anyone can do. And I'm still learning. So, you know, just start this, start doing something with this, start making a move on this. You know, this is telling me you have everything you need. And the magician manifests things. He manifests what he has inside himself, and he makes that into something that's on the outside of him. So you have everything you need inside yourself. You have the tools, you have the experience and everything inside yourself to start this. And no, it's not going to be perfect when you start, but you learn as you go along, and that's absolutely fine. So I think that's why you've got this card here. It's to kind of encourage you to keep going and to know that you can do this. So yeah, the next card you have your presence, the Chariot. Yeah, this can be about pushing yourself to finish goals, and sometimes it can be about short-term goals. So I think what might help you is if you kind of see this as this great big thing that's in front of you that's a bit daunting or scary, think of it in little chunks. Just think, I'll do this first, a little bit first, and then when that's done, I'll do the next bit and next bit. So that might help you as well. Think of it as smaller steps you have to tackle that kind of lead you to this bigger goal. I'm not the most fantastic time manager, so maybe you don't want to listen to me. But anyway, that's what I'm seeing. That's the message I'm seeing in that card. And the other thing is, yeah, this is interesting. If you look at this driver, there's a square right on his chest. So, you know, in some religions, a square can symbolize the heart. And, you know, there are 4 different facets of the heart. I think Islam might be one of the religions that talks about that. So this is really what I was seeing in the Hanged Man. Someone wants to come forward to you, and they're determined to do that. And what they'd like to do is open up the communication, and they want to open up their heart to you. That's what I'm seeing here. So, and again, there's caution here. There is caution. I'm not saying this to be negative. Once again, I'm just saying be very, very cautious. The fact that they're determined and they're strong like that gives me a bit of caution as well, because it's like, well, you know, they shouldn't be pushing what they want onto you. They should be quite cautious and careful, especially if they're an ex and you've had problems between you. So yeah, but anyway, I'm seeing this person's going to open up to you. They might open up their heart to you, and I think you will probably be willing to listen to them. But hopefully you're going to be cautious, which is what I keep on telling you to be here. So yeah, go into this. If you want to listen to them, do that if you'd like to. But once again, be cautious. Be cautious. The last card you have your presence, the 6 of Pentacles. I think you might have someone else around you as well, in love, someone who's interested in you. Not this person in the Chariot. This is someone totally different. And the feeling I'm getting around this, it's not quite there. It's not quite, it doesn't quite feel right to you. It's not quite in balance properly. That's what I'm getting in there. I don't think this is an actual relationship. I think someone wants it to be, or it's just early days, or maybe just talking to someone. And there's no problem with this person, but I think for you, I think you have this feeling inside yourself that maybe there's some kind of unfinished business with this person in the Chariot, this ex. There's something there. It doesn't mean you want to get back together with them. That might happen. I don't know. I can't quite see exactly what's going to happen here, but it's this feeling of something needs to be said. There needs to be some kind of conclusion happening in your past before you can move forward to anything else, anything that's new. So again, I think you do need to probably talk to them. I'm not telling you to get back together with anyone. They are going to open your heart or their heart to you. Be very cautious. I do think there are some things around this that probably need to be said or sorted out. Something was left up in the air, I think, and it has to come to some kind of conclusion. That's what I'm seeing there. Okay, so the first card you have your future is the Sun, which is absolutely beautiful. I love this card. So yeah, I think, again, this card can be about things being revealed to you, you know, shining sunlight onto things, illuminating them so that you find something out. So I think you are going to find something out. They're going to open their heart. They're going to reveal something to you. So I think you are going to get that conclusion that you need. Don't be afraid to ask questions. That's the other thing. Try and illuminate as much as you possibly can if you want to know that. Again, it doesn't mean you're getting back together. It just means that you're going to have some kind of conclusion one way or the other. And I think what's going to happen is, whatever the outcome of that is, it's going to give you a lot of freedom. I think you're going to be able to move on in one way or the other. You'll be feeling a lot more confident. You'll be feeling a lot bolder after all of this. And again, I think you're going to be keeping your ambitions to yourself for a while, which is a really good thing. But yeah, I think you're just going to come to a point where you're like a lot more confident, you're a lot bolder. You're just not going to care about what anyone thinks of you anymore. And I think you are going to be a little bit more open about this thing that you want to do. And if anyone's going to come and say, oh, don't do that, don't do this, you're just going to ignore them and say, well, this is what I'm doing. I don't really care what you think. You know, I'm just looking at this red banner, and red banners and red flags can be a symbol of revolution, liberty. So you're going to start to feel a lot more confident and liberated, actually. And I think you're going to keep on feeling like that. The closer you get to this goal, and the more you realize, yes, I can do this. I do have the tools inside of myself. I do have the ability. I can do this. The closer you get, the bolder and the more confident you're going to feel, and so much more freer. Look at how free this child is on this horse. So that's what I'm seeing in that. I love that. It's so fantastic. So the next card you have your future is the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, so this is about, I think this is about protecting yourself and protecting the value that you have inside yourself, your own value. And that's where everything comes from. The ideas you have, this moving, everything comes from, everything you're trying to manifest comes from that core that's inside you. So, you know, it needs to be nurtured, it needs to be protected, and you need to protect yourself. So yes, you might have this big, bold, new feeling, but I think you still need to protect what you're doing, and you need to protect your insides quite a lot until you're ready to really branch out into this properly. And also, I think this is about protecting yourself from this person in the Chariot as well. You know, of course, listen to them if that's what you want to do, but protect yourself, protect your inner self, you know, as you would a child, a bit like the way this queen's interacting with this coin. You know, take care of your inner self. Don't just leave your insides open or your heart open to just anyone. You know, you wouldn't let just anyone take care of your child. So I'm just saying this because I'm really worried about you and this person coming back to you. And because they look so determined in the Chariot, they might be kind of trying to push things onto you. So be very, very careful that you're not just pushed into things. Take care of yourself, nurture yourself, value yourself. Yes, there does need to be some closure, absolutely. Ask questions if you need to, but don't be dragged into anything that doesn't feel right to you. Absolutely follow your instincts, and if anything feels wrong at any time, move away, move on. That's what I'm seeing, because you're heading toward this thing that you want to head towards, and that's what's giving you this feeling of freedom in the Sun card. So you don't want to lose that. That's what I'm seeing there. Okay, so the last card you have your future is the Ace of Cups. Yeah, so again, you've done a lot of self-healing. You've come out of this time that you spent with this person in the Chariot. You've healed yourself. You've gotten better. You're starting to be more like the Sun card. Don't go back there again. Just be very, very, very careful. There are a lot of tears in this card. There's a lot of emotion. And there's nothing wrong with feeling emotions, but just be very careful that you're not pulled back again into this person's world in the Chariot card. Try to keep some kind of distance, or not, I don't know about distance, but try and keep some kind of barrier there, between you and them. You know, open yourself up, ask them questions, listen to them, talk to them, get the closure that you need, but don't open your heart up too much until you're 100% sure of what their intentions are. So that's this caution I'm seeing, and I don't mean to be negative. I just care about you. I don't want you to be hurt. I can see you're heading toward this thing that you want to do, and I don't want you to be pushed backwards. So that's why I'm saying this. So Aquarius, I hope this resonated, but general readings can't always resonate with everyone, as you know. But again, if you like this reading, please like, subscribe, leave a comment if you'd like to, and thank you for watching.